Hi everyone. So this is a question of limiting an excessive reagent. A very easy question is this. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. ठीक है, तो इसमें बोल रहा है 2 moles of H2 plus 1 mole of oxygen gives 2 moles of water. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन में दिया है कि if we take 5 moles of hydrogen and combine it with 2 moles of oxygen, then कितना, how many moles of water will be produced. ठीक है, कितने moles of water will be produced. So first of all we will apply unitary method over here, that 2 moles of hydrogen requires 1 mole of oxygen, right? From this equation, this is the standard reaction, not equation, the standard reaction. So 5 moles which is given hydrogen will require how much of oxygen? So we calculated, we got 2.5 moles of oxygen. Okay, but in the question how many moles of oxygen, it said that we have to take 2 moles. It means that we have a shortage of 0.5 moles, right? We need 2.5 moles for the reaction to conduct, but we have only 2 moles, right? Because in the question we said that we will take 2 moles of oxygen. So oxygen, O2, will be limiting reagent, right? Because O2, there is a limit of 0.5 moles. Now similarly, if we do 1 mole of oxygen requires 2 moles of hydrogen. So 2 moles of oxygen will require how many moles of hydrogen? So we calculated, we got as 4 moles of hydrogen. And in the question how many it is given, we have to take 5 moles of hydrogen. It means that we have a lot of hydrogen. We have about 1 mole of hydrogen extra we have left. So in this way, if the question asks that what is the amount of excessive reagent in moles, then we calculated 5 minus 4, 1. So it means we have 1 mole extra. So there is an excess of hydrogen, right? So excessive reagent will be hydrogen. But now what happens, right? What happens is that we will be looking for oxygen, because oxygen is the LR, right? Limiting reagent. And why are we taking oxygen? Why are we calculating as per oxygen? Is because if we have something in shortage, if we take 1 apple plus 2 bananas, for example, if we want to bake a pie, apple pie, so we take, it requires, the standard recipe is 1 apple plus 2 cups of flour. That gives you 1 apple pie. Okay, 1 cup of 1 apple plus 2 cups of flour, that gives you 1 apple pie. Now if we say that we took 3 cups of flour and we took 2 apples, then how much will be, then how many apple pies we can make, right? I'm just going to write it down for you guys. This is not chemistry related. I'm just trying to explain you guys the actual reason why we take limiting reagent. Okay, so if I say the standard equation, the standard reaction is, not reaction actually, the standard recipe to cook an apple pie is 1 apple plus 2 cups of flour gives us 1 apple pie. Okay, but in the question we say that what if we took 2 apples plus 3 cups of flour, then how much apple pie will be can we make? So we know that 1 apple requires 2 cups of flour, then 2 apples will require how many cups of flour? Will require 4 cups of flour. But in the question it's given only 3. So it means that flour is in a limiting. Flour is in the limiting. So actually we have to see that according to, so basically this 3 will be reacted completely, right? This 3 will be reacted completely. So then we will see that 2 cups of flour requires 1 cup of makes 1 apple pie. Then 3 cups of flour makes how many apple pies? So 3 by 2, these many apple pies, right? If we take by 1 here, yeah, 2 cups of flour requires 1 apple And in the question we have how many? 3 cups of flour requires how many apples? So 3 by 2. Right. It means 1.5 apples. And in the question, how many apples we have? 2 apples. It means that 0.5 much of apple, 0.5 part of apple will be unreacted. You can say we will not touch only. But here we see that we actually need how much? 4 flowers. But we have only 3 flowers that we took. Right, it means that these 3 flowers will react, these 3 flowers will be will be reacting completely to form how much? 1.5 of apple pie. So it means that we will be actually depending on the cups of flour in this case. Why? Because flour is in limit, so whatever it is in the limit, it will get reacted completely. Similarly, in this question also we saw that oxygen is in limit, so oxygen will be reacting completely, right? So according to oxygen, now we will see how much of water will be produced. If we look at hydrogen, why don't we take hydrogen as to calculate how much of water will be there? Because hydrogen we calculate, some of it will be in excess, not all of the hydrogen will react completely. But oxygen, in the case of oxygen, we see that the whole oxygen, whatever amount of oxygen that we took, is reacting completely. Okay, so easily we will depend on the limiting reagent. So find LR, and then the next step is to depend on LR to calculate product. Okay, so we know that 1 mole of oxygen requires 2 moles of water. So over here we have how much we took? 2 moles of oxygen will require 4 moles of H2O, and that is the answer. Thank you.